Hello, everyone. My name is Charles, and this is Geeks of the Round Hangout discussion of Sleepy Hollow, Season 2, Episode 4, I believe? Yes, and I don't remember the name of the episode, which is actually bad on me.
No, let me check it out. Let me look.
Go where the.
Oh, yes, I remember. Yes, I remember that now. That's probably why I didn't remember, because it was a long title. But, thanks for stopping by. So let's get to the episode. But first, I want to announce two awesome fellas that are also helping me with this madhouse of a hangout discussion: Todd Grundle and Isaiah Mullins.
What? Wow! He introduced a black guy.
Yes. And also, beforehand, I will say this. I apologize for not having a lower third because, well, my Hangout toolbox is not working tonight.
What are you saying there? What exactly are you saying there?
We don't care about your toolbox.
Yes. I'm just trying to clarify everything.
Hey, it is there.
Yeah, but anywho, let's get to it. Okay, fellas. What were your initial thoughts of the episode?
Todd?
It gave me a boner.
Isaiah?
Flute?
Well, it gave me a mega boner with a lot of wow, didn't see that coming moment. Yes.
All right. I did. My initial thoughts is that it was a good episode, as good as any episode of Sleepy Hollow can be. But I would have to say, in the past 4 episodes, including last night's episode, it would have had to have been the weakest episode of the past 4 episodes. To be honest, just what was going on, it was a story that I wasn't really caring about. I mean, the stuff with the Piper, that was cool. That was cool.
You're talking about the victims, okay. You're talking about the victim's story that you didn't care for. I understand that.
I didn't care about the victim's story at all. And I gotta say, Harley showed a new face of himself, a new version of himself in this episode, and I am not entirely sure how I feel about it.
I like it. I really do like it because he is.
I don't hate it. I just think that he went full asshole in this episode.
Well, sorry, you go ahead.
And it's just, I like I said, I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it either. I just think that it was different than what I expected. And that happens a lot. That happens a lot in a lot of shows that I watch. But in this episode, I thought I was so sure that it was going to be some sort of comedic chemistry between Ichabod and Harley. But in this episode, it didn't play out like that. It looked like that the two of them were about to rip each other's heads off.
But that was actually a good thing, though, because actually made a good standing moment. Like, they can trust him, but not all the way, because he is a scoundrel.
Well, no, Ichabod doesn't trust him at all.
I don't trust him either.
Ichabod had explained why they can't trust him.
Yeah,
That he's a privateer, basically a mercenary, and mercenaries only care about one thing. They care about money.
I'm gonna call him a mercenary. I call him a pirate. Mercenaries kill. Pirates mostly steal.
Well, no, pirates have killed in the past. But anywho, that's a different discussion.
But like Indiana Jones, but the most evil Indiana Jones.
He's a damn it, I can't like we said last week, smuggler.
Yeah, we deal with that. Like Han Solo. Yeah.
Yeah, well, an evil Han Solo.
Yeah. And we know his buyer is always.
In regards to Harley in this episode, I have some wild speculation to throw in about him, but I will do that at the end of the discussion.
Same here.
If I remember.
Oh God.
Can I just say in this moment that I actually, what I liked about this episode most, it was so selfish, is because I'm still not caught up, and this one was like it was a break from the main story, you know?
Right.
It was very like, it could have been an episode of something else, you know?
Yeah, it was a filler. That's what Sleepy Hollow does the best. It's fillers or like its own story itself. It's still connected, but it's still like you can still watch about.
You know what fillers for? Fillers for assholes like me.
Yeah.
Who we're not deeply rooted into the show, but then we see this and we see something cool like the freaking Piper guy, you know, and all that stuff, and
yeah. It was really cool.
Yeah, and I don't know, just I liked Harley somewhat. one thing that I will say that I love the most of this episode was that right at the beginning, when Ichabod was talking about like all the stuff that he's done in the past, and then you see him behind the wheel of Abby's car, and yeah, he was mentioning about it, like having like you have the power to control 400 horses with your right foot, and I thought that was pretty funny. But
Yeah.
there was one moment in that entire scene that I did not see coming at all, and when it happened, I almost fell off my couch laughing so hard when it happened. Um, it's when the moment when Abby says like, imagine that you're actually riding a horse and all that, and Ichabod just looks at her, grins, and then boom, they start driving like crazy, and he is driving like a professional driver.
Oh yeah, he was very good too. Like,
He was good. He was really good, and that's saying a lot for someone who's about 250 years old and has never driven a car in his life.
But that's the thing about Ichabod Crane. He has photographic memory that's actually...
Well, actually, it's called an eidetic memory.
Same damn difference.
The medical term is eidetic memory.
Anyways, thank you very much. He was pretty much... He learned and copied from his fellow comrades. Like, okay, this is how you drive a car. Okay, now I can do it myself. He doesn't know how to do the balance between slowing down and slowing down.
Well, the thing I like there is one other thing I loved about that is that the way that Abby was reacting to everything. She was going like, Crane, slow down, Crane, slow down. she was being a passenger side driver.
I wouldn't blame her. It's like, dude,
well, so would I. I mean, if I was in the passenger seat with Ichabod driving like that, I would be screaming as loud as I can, go like, help, get me the F out of here.
But then when the ride was over, like it was really funny. Like someone, get the hell out of my car, just go, leave, because you just can't drive right now.
Yeah.
And then oh god, it was going to the crime scene. It's like, okay, I'm gonna drive. No, give me the car keys. You're gonna sit inside. Okay, go.
Yeah. Oh, that was great. Yeah.
Oh god, that was just funny.
Well, that's one of the things I love most about Sleepy Hollow is that in every episode, ever since the premiere of season 1. There's always been just this little quirk in each individual episode that sort of like introduces Ichabod to something that we usually take for granted. Like in season 1, how he reacted to the price of water bottles.
Oh yes, the price of water in general and taxes.
Yeah, it's like $4 a bottle, and Ichabod was wondering like, hey, why aren't the people rising up in revolution because of this insult? And then also.
Yeah.
And then also the famous part where he reacted to donut holes. It's like, I don't want a donut hole. And then he takes a bite out of one and he says, oh, this is pretty good.
Yeah, and pretty much
the donut one, but not the water one. Sorry, go.
Yeah.
But what else? And also the cool thing about Ichabod is that he knows more about history than anyone else on Earth. More things than the books ain't telling us. So it was actually really cool that he's talking about these characters and this historical people. It's like, yeah, I know that guy. He was an asshole. I know that guy. He was a good man. I know that guy. He was a complete dick. Yeah.
Well, being a complete dick and being an asshole is pretty much the same thing.
Not to Ichabod, like, he might be an asshole, but he was easily workable. He's a dick means he was just pretty much an awful person.
Well, okay, folks. So moving on.
Yes.
All right. So aside from that, we get the part where the scene at the beginning, like the beginning, is that when the little 10-year-old girl is wandering out of her home, and then she goes into the forest, and you begin to see a guy wearing colonial attire, and he's blowing on a whistle or a flute.
It's a flute. That's correct.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not entirely familiar with my musical instruments, but
Wow.
I am. I just I went through a brain fart, so yeah, I'll leave it be.
It's okay.
But I don't know. It's just
she was in a trance too, by the way. Not to get those people confused. Like, she was in a trance. She didn't just go willingly. She was in a trance of dazed and confused.
Yeah. But I don't know. Just like I said earlier in the hangout, I just that's underlying story with the Pied Piper. The scene with the Piper, awesome. The scenes with the Piper were awesome because the choreography and his fighting style was amazing. I love
Badass.
that. I love that choreography.
It was like watching Big
However,
Helsing.
however, the scene with the Lancaster family, that was weak.
Well,
I did not care about that at all.
okay. To be fair, it was weak, but it didn't really pick up until like the very, very end. To like, oh, that's why. Which we're gonna get to later on. But I like how it was weak at the end, became very strong at the end. So I liked it for what it was.
Yeah, but I don't know. Just but I just I do like how Ichabod had said that Lancaster was not actually a loyalist to America, that he actually was a opportunist.
No, British. He doesn't know it to the British.
He was loyal to the British, but then he began to realize that the British were about to lose, so he switched sides and he joined with the
Right.
winning team.
He just cares
So,
about money. That's all he cares about.
yeah, he was a privateer just like Harley.
Right. And then Ichabod was trying to get into the house, like, and Abby's still like, "Get the hell out of the house! Go, leave!" Like, I'm trying to help. No, you're not. You're trying to make everything worse.
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't know why I laughed so much, but it was just funny that he would do that. Like, really, really.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny too. I thought it was great. How because at first I was thinking, like, Ichabod, why are you hiding in the bushes? And then as soon as he started talking to Abby again, I'm like, oh, that's why. It's because of what Reyes said, saying that he needs to stay away from police work.
Right.
Yeah, and
Which
that
again, I like how they keep the continuity to that. Like, they're keeping everything continuity, keeping everything like everything else is seeming like it works very smoothly. What people said in detail itself. So I like that.
Yeah, and I gotta bring this up. I was actually expecting to see Reyes in this episode,
Yeah, same here.
but we didn't.
Hmm.
Because, I mean, even though Reyes did start out to be a bit of a bitch and then she grew on me and that kind of stuff, I would have liked to have seen her and Ichabod have more chemistry in this episode.
Yes.
I think it would have
exactly.
benefited, yeah. I think Reyes might have made the overall story a bit more.
Okay.
A
Well,
bit better.
So, Charles, no fact we're not looking in the middle of the camera, we should also talk about something else that was really interesting. Again, do not look in the middle of the camera, thank you. Anyways,
What are you talking about?
just don't look at Todd.
Oh my god.
Oh God, you just noticed that too.
Oh, what the hell.
Anyways, back to what we were saying, folks.
I've been standing there for like 3 minutes with my ass out.
I noticed that. I was trying to until like Charles, do not look in the middle of the camera. Charles, do not look in the middle of the camera. It took him so
Well,
long.
Isaiah, on my end, you're the middle camera.
Either way, just don't look at Todd.
That's all you had to say. That's all you had to say was don't look
Either
at
way, I'm surprised you weren't blinded.
I know. I was like, not look at it.
Well, I will be blind when I have to go get myself a bucket of bleach and wash my eyes out.
But get back to the show. They was tracking down the whereabouts of the little girl who kidnapped her. I mean, the abductor, that is, the Pied
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
And the music was very interesting too, because they found a flute at this tree next to the blood spot, and it went down like a hill, like the ground gives away. We're gonna learn later on why.
Mhm.
But I know I skipped out some details with the family, but like Charles says, it's nothing to really be interested about. It's just about Abby's like life and all that nonsense. But her life is really interesting, but it's not really overly important with the story. Anyways, it was like interesting because when Ichabod Crane started playing the flute, Abby got really into a big trance. It's like, what? And it got a little bit nervous. It got a little bit like me petrified. Like, oh no, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Because he kept playing that flute. It's like, what's gonna happen? And then Ichabod just noticed it. Like, oh shit, hey, Lieutenant, look out of it, look out of it. What happened? Seriously. So it was actually interesting, and also I think the flute only works on, I think it's just me, of female victims, none of males. If you think about it.
Yeah, well, the way they explained it is the reason why the Lancaster children are being abducted by the Pied Piper was because, what was his name? James Lancaster, I think was his name? The privateer.
Harley?
No, not him. No. I'm talking about the original Lancaster, the one that was loyal to the British, and then when he began to realize that the British were losing, he joined the Americans, the colonials.
Right. It was some other guy. Let's say he's the old privateer.
All right, the original. Basically, let's just call him Lancaster.
Daniel Forbes Lancaster.
No one cares, anyways.
Yeah, but just Lancaster had hired the Pied Piper because at that point he was a mercenary. He was a human being and he was a mercenary, and that he had basically sold his soul to Moloch to be able to gain the skills that he had, and he basically hired him to kill the British that were living in his home and were being a little too friendly with his daughters.
He got jealous.
Yeah, and so he had the Pied Piper kill the Brits, and then once the mercenary killed the British, Lancaster had killed the Pied Piper to be able to cut all loose ends.
And money too. He wants his money back too. Like,
yeah, and so after the Pied Piper was killed, he was brought back as the monster, the Pied Piper. And for every generation of Lancasters, they would take one child. He would take one child at the age of 10 to kill, to kill them, take their bones, and turn them into weapons.
It's like a what's that word? It's like a sacrifice.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that later on.
Yeah. But I don't know. Just I thought that was an interesting story. But the people in the whole Lancaster story that I did not care about, I would have to say would be the mom. I did not like the mom, and just what she was doing with the daughter, taking her back to the Piper near the end of the episode. Spoiler alert. And
well, there's a reason why though, because she had to.
I understand that there was a reason why. I understand. I didn't really care about that story.
I understand what you're saying. You didn't care about the story, which is perfectly good. But it made me care a little bit at the end because because I didn't see this coming whatsoever. I mean, seriously, it's like, oh yeah, she was actually a sacrifice because she adopted her children already. She adopted a lot of kids who were not really tied to her own heritage. But since she had a daughter, she was kind of screwed. She was left out of options. Like, oh shit, what do I do? If I don't give him what he wants, he'll kill all my children no matter what. So it was like a morally gray area. Yes, it was stupid and wrong, but it was just, what would you have done? What have you done? Like, it would be like a really hard decision to make.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Just I don't really have much else to say about that, to be honest.
Wow.
But I do want to get to the fight scene with the Pied Piper.
No, before we get to that, Abby and Craig actually meets Harley again, who was attacked by the Pied Piper. Because he was trying to find the flute himself, but he stumbled upon a girl that out of nowhere, the Pied Piper just kicked his ass. Literally, like, oh shit. Yeah. Now go on, Charles.
Yeah, but when they come across Harley, and they patch him up with his wounds and everything, they go looking for the Pied Piper. They find his lair. They find the girl, and they rescue her. They manage to get her out of there. But the Pied Piper decides to attack them.
It was so cool.
Ichabod and Harley start shooting at the Pied Piper.
No, Harley did.
Oh, Harley did? Okay. Harley started shooting at the Pied Piper while Ichabod and Abby were trying to get the girl, to get her out of there.
And this is the first time that guy had ever seen any kind of monster.
Oh, yes, that's correct.
Yes, that's
first
true.
time. That's the first time he ever saw any kind of monster.
Sure, though.
Yeah, but I apologize, folks. Yeah.
Anyways, back to what I was saying.
See, that's why I slipped away before when I came back with the treat for Charles of my butt. I went to get some coffee.
Yes.
But anyways, folks, when the fight was happening, Harley was pretty much outnumbered. He was pretty much outstrength. He was pretty much outmatched by the Pied Piper. Out of nowhere, Ichabod pretty much saved him. Because, again, Crane may dislike him, but he doesn't want him to be hurt or killed by Moloch's army or men. So it was really cool that he actually did that type of level. I would let him get killed. Like, okay, I'm going to look the other way. But no, he was actually kind of cool. And actually, if you think about it, Ichabod was very quick at timing and blocking the Pied Piper because he moves very fast. So it was really hard to actually catch a beat on him. So Ichabod Crane was actually one of the few characters that had a beat on him next to Abby. Because it was actually like, ooh, wow, he has really, like, he can actually think fast and actually think on his feet with a very fast character. So it was like really cool too how that played out because the fight scene, it was really awesome because I know I'm going to retract what I said beforehand, but Ichabod Crane took on a superpower being with a little bit no help. So it was really cool, and it was really, I hope we see more of those type of scenes.
Yes. And also, I don't really know if you mentioned it, but the staff that he
Oh
would
yes.
spin around, yeah, that was cool.
Also,
That was very cool.
did it remind you of Power Rangers the movie a little bit?
Which one? There's been a lot of Power Rangers
The
movies.
first one would have
The
had like
first one
yeah.
with Ivan Ooze.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
alien with sticks that had that whistling sound. The birds were just flying away. Remember that scene?
Vaguely.
It was like when the team had no powers and he was getting attacked by Ivanu's crows. And this I know this witch, who was very scantily clad, had sticks that was whistling sounds that actually drove them away. So that's what kind of thought like, oh man, he's like Ivanu's villains. I mean, not Ivanu's, but that lady from Power Rangers the movie. That whistling sound from the stick, which is the flute itself, had a really interesting sound too. Unlike the other sound that trans the girls, and they said this before, every bone has different types of unique sounds. One that's luring people, tricking people, and or killing someone. So this is the flute that actually kills people. So again, you see where I'm coming from, folks. This is gonna be like a little interesting moment.
Yes. And I vaguely remember that scene with the witch from Power Rangers, the movie that spun the thing. I vaguely remember that. I mean, I haven't seen that movie in over 10 years.
Wow, makes me feel old.
Actually, I think it'd be closer to 20 years since the last time I saw that movie.
Maybe so. Anyways, folks.
Yeah, but they managed to get out of that fight scene because Harley decides to throw one of his grenades and manages to injure the Pied Piper, forcing him to stop with his whistling, and they get out of there.
Yeah, but they plant bombs too.
Yes. They do they plant bombs?
Yeah,
I
they
don't
plant
remember that.
C4
Okay, but yeah,
on the
but
pillars.
oh, okay, yeah, I do remember that. Okay, but they manage to get the girl. They bring her back to her family. The father is overjoyed because he finally has his daughter back, but the mother seems
Disappointed.
disappointed. Yeah.
Also, before we get further into that storyline, we forgot to mention that Harley he still wanted the flute because he made a deal with our heroes like I'll help you find the girl, but I want that flute. So Crane was really pissed off, and so was Abby. So Abby did the smart thing. She broke it in two, like, oh, that's unrefundable. Sorry. It was like, oh wow.
Well, you jumped ahead a little bit. Where after what happened with the girl being reunited with her family.
No, that was before. No. That whole thing happened before she met her family.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, right. Okay. That's right. Okay, I remember now. I thought it was like right at the end, but
No.
I don't know. I'm a little disoriented, people, because I'm super, super tired, but I will tough through for all of you.
This is why the black guy is here, folks. This is why the black
Yes.
guy's here.
But they managed to bring her back to her family and all that stuff, and then Ichabod notices that the girl's mother, is disappointed that she's back. And I don't really remember. Oh, there is one thing that we forgot. Irving.
Oh my God, I love those scenes.
Yes,
Oh, man.
Captain Irving. Captain Irving is in that.
He's in a nut house.
He's in the room. I think he's in his room in the nut house, and he pulls out a Bible and he opens.
He was in a library.
He was in the library. Okay.
Yes.
He gets a Bible, looks at a certain page, and then he gets a vision. He gets a vision of basically the apocalypse, people fighting each other. And he has these black eyes, kind of like the demons from the TV show Supernatural.
Right.
And he is killing people with a machete. And in the background, you see the horsemen of war. The armor, not the actual horsemen like Henry Parrish. He's not there. What, Todd?
How the hell did I miss that?
I don't know how you missed it.
Yeah, I almost missed it, but I managed to catch it right as it was happening.
Yeah, but it was still awesome how it actually gave us a little glimpse of what might happen if our heroes don't succeed. It was
Yeah.
like, oh damn, it's actually kind of cool and kind of scary. So I was really like, oh wow, that's so cool. Really, I was saying cool moments like that.
Yeah, that was probably the best moment the second best moment of the episode. The first being the scene with Ichabod behind the wheel of Abby's car. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Charles.
More with those sexual innuendos, huh?
Hey, you started it.
I don't know, but all right. So now that we got Irving out of the way, they I don't really remember what happens after Ichabod notices that the mom is disappointed. What
Well,
happens?
they do more background research on what the family's history, why it was a curse. It's like every teen or every I forgot how many years because it's throughout the decades. Because since the great great grandfather broke his promise with the Pied Piper, he cursed the family. So whenever the firstborn child who let it grow to the age of 10, he'll take them and sadly kill them and use their bones as a different type of flute to get the next child. So
Yeah.
the mother already knew to that curse. She actually knew it was real. So she devised a plan, an interesting plan too, to adopt a lot of children. So because the Pied Piper won't have no actual links to the the kid will have no links to her own family tree. But she had a child and she had a child as well, which is her firstborn child, which was going to the age of 10, and she didn't. If her child wasn't sacrificed, her adopted children would be killed already. It wouldn't matter. So she was stuck in the heart. She was stuck with a dilemma: give up her own child or save the children she adopted. It was hard, really really hard.
Yes, and they manage to follow her into the woods, and they find her, and then crap.
Then
I know.
it was a small confrontation.
Yeah, I know that the Pied Piper shows up. I know he shows up and he tries to take the girl. Succeeds, I think.
No, because if I'm correct, Abby shot him a couple of times, but actually didn't work. And he flew. He actually went. Well, actually take it back. It was Ichabod and him fighting because Ichabod was kind of feeling sore because he lost to the Pied Piper because he was a fenceman back in the day, and fencemen are not really they're sore losers, put it like that, and they want a rematch. And Ichabod stole the sword from that victim's house. He's like, "Are you fucking serious?" He's like, "Yes, I'm serious. Be quiet."
Yeah.
So, since the Pied Piper was distracted on Crane, Abby shot him a couple more times until he flew away to his cave, which Crane followed him.
Yeah, and they go in there, and Ichabod puts on the noise-canceling earbuds, which on that, even though we didn't mention it before, I gotta say, does that technology even exist?
Yes, it does, Charles.
Well, I know it does because these headphones are noise-canceling. I mean, I can hear everything that's going on in here, but like out here, all out in here, I can barely hear it. But it's just the way that those earbuds looked, like how they lit up and that kind of stuff, it just seemed too futuristic to me.
Right, but those earbuds are real though. They're actually real wireless noise canceling earbuds. So that does happen.
Okay, it's just, I didn't see why they needed to light up. So, you know.
Right.
But he was with the noise canceling earbuds. He was fighting the Pied Piper. The Pied Piper managed to get a blow into Ichabod and knock him on his ass. One of the earbuds, or I think one or both of the earbuds fell out, and then he started to use his little whistling staff. Ichabod started screaming, grabbing his ears, and all that
But
kind of stuff. His
before
ears
that,
started,
well,
yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but before that, it was an actually good fight scene between the Piper and Crane again. It was sword fight, but it was so badass.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was really cool. The choreography was awesome, which the choreography in Sleepy Hollow is usually pretty awesome.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
And get back to what you were saying, Charles.
But yeah, after Ichabod's ears start bleeding because the earbuds are out, then all of a sudden Abby shows up and runs that staff straight through the Pied Piper like a fucking boss.
I know. I was like, damn, that was awesome.
Now she had said something like what the person does, like when you kill, when like in like movies, when the hero kills the bad guy, and then after the guy dies, he said like something like when Arnold Schwarzenegger killed that guy in that movie, saying, "Do you remember when I said I would kill you last? I lied." That kind of thing.
Right.
It's
She said no more children.
Oh, right, yes. All right. I didn't really remember what she said, but that's actually kind of underwhelming now.
Not really.
I would have expected her to say something more badass than that. Like no more children. I mean, I understand why she said it, but it's just not that badass.
Yes, it is.
It's not very action
Yes,
hero-ish.
it is. If you have a villain who's taking and killing children, and you kill him like say like no more children, that is kind of badass.
All right, whatever you say, we'll go with that. But
Isaiah Logic wins
You know,
again.
I might have to agree with Isaiah on that one.
Oh,
I,
Logic up
I
in this
feel
bitch.
Charles. Charles, I feel you, but I'm gonna have to go home with Isaiah.
See, Isaiah
okay.
Logic every day, all day, folks.
Well, you know what, folks? You know what, folks? Whenever you get into a conversation with Isaiah, if he brings up his world famous Isaiah logic, just get some of those noise canceling earbuds and you'll be good.
It never works though because they still listen to me.
Yeah.
But
That's what lights are for. They're to distract.
right. But before we sign off and go to some speculation, we have a nice montage. Not really montage, but we have a nice trolling from Henry, who told Ivan like Irving like, yeah, if I'm not your lawyer, then you don't lose all that money for your children or for your child and your ex-wife. So yeah, you can't do shit. And here comes the fun part. Look up go in the Bible again. Look up Ezekiel, and it says
Ezekiel.
yeah,
Ezekiel.
and it says your soul is mine, bitch.
Yeah.
So that was like a good trolling move.
Yeah, it was awesome. I loved it. Okay, and
Oh no,
then
no, one more. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead, Isaiah.
I was gonna say the last scene we know who the buyers are for Harley.
Yeah.
To be honest, we all kind of saw that coming. But to
Yeah.
me, I was like, I hope it wasn't true because my whole delusion, I hope it wasn't true. Hope it wasn't true. Hope he's not selling out to the bad guys.
Well,
And
the thing is that with the Judas coin, I don't think that was for Henry. I don't think he was getting that for Henry because, well, Henry already had it.
yeah,
So,
but again, we don't know. We really do not know if he actually went to someone who said would put it in safety. Again, this guy does not care. He just wants money. So
yeah, well, that money's not going to do him any good as soon as the end of days starts.
I know, but it was really cool how we actually found who this guy was, like who was giving him money, who he was getting the bone to. Like we saw the Hestian tattoo. Like, oh shit, it's the
Not
Hestian.
Hisdian, it's called Hessian.
Who cares? They're evil Nazi assholes. Okay,
They're not Nazis.
really,
They,
really.
they existed like what was it, a couple hundred years before the Nazis?
But they resemble the same Nazis. Caucasian guys, no blacks, no Asians.
Oh my God, we are going into racism territory
But
here.
that's true though. That is so true. You have not noticed
Yes,
that?
the Hessians are not Nazis.
Really,
They're
really.
not.
They're Nazis. They're Nazis. Folks.
In
Look
the
it up.
history that I read, the Hessians were real people, but they weren't technically evil. They were just mercenaries working for the British. That's all they were.
Again, Charles, this is Sleepy Hollow. So they don't
They're
talk about
not
history.
Nazis. They're not. Oh my God, this is like Batman being a superhero all over again.
Well, I don't care anymore. Batman's just a loser to me. I said it.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna stop that
No,
right
no,
there.
we're not done yet. We're not done yet.
Speculations.
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Because we're missing one of the key factors here. Key factors. All right. When the bone pieces were given to Henry, he started grinding them up, which
Yeah.
didn't make any sense. Like, why is he grinding them up? And said, it's just really something we can't really. It's really hard. It's really, really hard. What these bad guys are thinking because they were doing something really crazy and unpredictable. They don't tell the viewers whatsoever. So this is really good storytelling as well.
Yeah. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. The scene with Henry was cool. Irving was awesome. Abby and Ichabod and Abby's car was awesome. But like I said, for just the story involving the Lancaster family, that was
Terrible. It was boring.
it was weak. It was weak and boring. I wouldn't say that it's terrible. I would just say that it's weak.
Right. And the ending was great, but the beginning was just who cares?
Yeah. But now we are going into speculation territory, and before I forget, I'm going first.
Good. Ha!
Yes. Oh. But my speculation, however, is only based. Well, it's based between Irving and Harley.
Mm-hmm.
And my first speculation with Harley is, excuse me. But my speculation with Harley is that I think that he is probably going to be brought into the fold with with Henry Parrish. I think that eventually Henry Parrish is going to do the same thing to Harley that he did to Irving, and is probably going to use him as a spy with Abby and Ichabod.
Yeah, I can see that too happening because, again, if that does happen, that'd be really cool for his own character. Actually, has more development from it.
Yeah.
So I'll be okay with that.
And it goes well with my speculation from last week with Harley when I said that there was going to be a romance that would develop between Abby and Harley, where being a spy, he would try to get into her pants and all that kind of stuff, and he would do that to get information that he would send to Henry.
Yeah, being honest, I don't see that happening because he became such a total dick in this episode. Again, it was cool too that I don't see him being in a relationship like mentally entangled for a brief moment because I think she hated him at that point in the moment because he was going to take a dangerous weapon, a very dangerous weapon, like just like the coin. It's like, really, dude? You're going to take a dangerous weapon to some bastard you don't know about? Wow, you must be the stupidest person on the planet Earth. So, yeah.
And my speculation with Irving is that because of what happened with the signing of blood on that contract, he will be forced into servitude with Parrish, and I think he's going to end up becoming the new Deputy Andy.
Oh man, I see that happening too, and it's gonna be sad, but I'm gonna like that even more because I love Andy. I still love him no matter what. He was a good character.
Yeah.
Irving becoming one of those trapped souls for Mala will be even more interesting because he's gonna be forced because he has no. He didn't really sign his life over willingly. So it makes you think about Andy's predicament. Like, how did he join Moloch in the first place? It makes you think.
Yeah. And I don't know. That's just what I think. That's about all the speculation that I have for this week. Who knows? I might have more next week.
I know, it's shocking, too. All right. My speculation, folks. We're going to encounter more demons that's going to plague Abby's surroundings. Because if you think about it, you see so many demons attacking people who are close to Abby or someone who's like really people who made a difference in her life. So I think the new sheriff will have to play a big role too. If we see another demon, it might attack her as well. So it might open up more doors. And it might be, again, it's just me being speculating. It might be Abby's mother who's going to do Malice's work. Like you go do her work. You go kill her. Go. I was like, okay, because her soul was, again, she died, but what happened to her soul? So we might think of it in purgatory, and Moloch might use that against Abby and Crane. Like, oh shit, he might use that. Because Moloch, he's not stupid, he's very smart. Even if he loses, he's still winning. Like we saw with Henry. He had the bones to make his own bread. Get it? So, again, I don't trust Harley whatsoever. It looks like he's a cool character, but I don't see him turning a new leaf if he finds his owners becoming bad guys because he don't care. Because remember when he saw the Pied Piper, like, oh yeah, that guy was real. Okay, bye. He didn't care. Like, okay, you guys want to kill yourselves? Bye. I'm going out here. So I don't really see him becoming a good guy. I see him becoming a neutral guy, but overall, I don't really see him lasting this long this whole season.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
What?
I do. It's crazy, isn't it?
Logic, motherfuckers. Logic.
Yeah. Todd, you got any speculation?
Yes. Holly in a woodchuck, and then he's gonna. And then Ichabod is gonna have the bone change so that they saw, and then that guy's gonna run, and then it's gonna be all over his hair, and he's like, "What the?" And then,
Wow.
and he pulls it out of there, like,
I'm sorry, folks.
Yep. Okay, folks. Well, that appears to be the end of Wild Speculation. I'd like you all to thank Todd for such an amazing contribution to Wild Speculation.
I know.
Me and Isaiah probably have the worst speculation compared to him.
I know, right?
Yes. So, thank you for watching the Geeks of the Round Hangout discussion of Episode 4 of Season 2 of Sleepy Hollow. Stay tuned for next week where we discuss the 5th episode of Season 2 of Sleepy Hollow, where I do not even know what the name of the episode will be, and I did not watch the previews for next week.
I didn't watch it because I was on Hulu Plus.
Yeah, but I gotta say, this episode was fun for the most part. A few bits I did have a problem with, but you know what? That's not that big of a deal. I'm pretty sure I'm going to continue loving Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, same here. Because I'm not bored really. I'm not really bored whatsoever.
Yeah. So once again, I say thank you for watching, and we will see you next week.